What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two topics of discussion I would like to spend my time today to talk about, with one of them being obviously the NBA Finals, as it's now come to an end. We know who the champions are, and ultimately we know what the season has become, and we'll talk a little bit about that in this video. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts about how the NBA Finals, I guess, transpired. Obviously, congratulations to the winners of the NBA Finals in the Denver Nuggets. They are now the NBA champions. I believe this is the first championship they have ever won. Again, if there was their first finals appearance this season, I'm pretty sure this is the first championship they've ever won. But again, a big milestone for Denver, big milestone for that city. And all in all, it's a very good experience to see fresh blood win the NBA championship, I would say. But, you know, that's one side of the video, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later. I want to talk about another side, and this is a Chicago Bulls related side. I want to talk about Nikola Vucevic. Now, again, you might be saying, what does Nikola Vucevic have to do with the NBA championship? The answer is nothing. In fact, I would arguably say there's something that's gone on very special to him that would probably mean more than an NBA championship. Him and his significant other have brought new life into this world. And all in all, I'm just going to sit here and say congratulations to Nikola Vucevic and his family. At the end of the day, look, I don't know from experience, but I'm assuming adding someone into this world, essentially bringing life into this world, is it's one of the best experiences you could ever face, you could ever have. And I'm sure Vucevic is probably, going through those emotions now. But yeah, honestly, that's all I really want to say. Congratulations to Nikola Vucevic, congratulations to his family, and best of luck in raising a child. I'm hoping it's a great experience for him and his family. That's all I can really say on this situation, and all the best, good luck to him. And if it's for a Bulls team or for not a Bulls team, let's hope his NBA career as well just continues to improve and stuff like that as well. But anyway, let's go back into the NBA Finals. Obviously, the Denver Nuggets beat the Miami Heat in 5 games. Look, honestly, I think both teams showed a lot of what they were made of in this series. I know a lot of people would just say Miami got dominated in this series, but if you look at the scores of this game, I truly believe in my soul of souls that Miami did their job in this series. They just couldn't get it over the line. They brought this series to the trenches. That's how I think it's best to describe it. Denver are a high-scoring team, a high-caliber team, and they put numbers on the board every step of the way. To see Miami kind of bring that scoring average down and make it a dogfight every single game, they did their job in that area. Unfortunately, they couldn't get over the line outside of this game 2 of their series and stuff like that, but they made it their type of game. But Denver are too good. That is the whole topic of discussion throughout all of the playoffs. Again, I know they're the champions, so it's easy to say it, but even before then, when you're looking at the series they had in the first round and the second round and then the Western Conference Finals, everybody has well and truly seen Denver be the most dominant team in the NBA. And I'm very happy to see them win that championship. Now, ultimately, I won't lie to you. I did want Miami to win. I want Jimmy Butler to get a ring. I obviously want former Bulls players to succeed and really thrive when they obviously get traded away from the Bulls. Our organization's, I guess, bad decisions doesn't necessarily make me feel any less for the player. I really like Jimmy Butler, and I wish him the best next season as well. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, overall, Denver's just too good. Jokic is too good. Their team in general is too good. Aaron Gordon had a great series as well. They're just a very well-structured, very well-organized team that can adapt to any situation, and it's proven with the type of matchups they faced and obviously with how they were able to win these games. Notice something with the Lakers series as well. Almost every single game in the Lakers series was close and competitive, but they found a way in the fourth quarter in those big-time moments. Jokic and Denver, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, all of those guys stepped up in big moments and delivered some really strong play, and they walked away with big wins. That's exactly what they did in this NBA Finals series, and they rightfully should be, without question. No conversations in between, the champions. No one in the East, in my opinion. No disrespect to Miami, who made the finals, but if it was Boston, Philly, if it was, the Bucks, I don't think anyone beats that Denver Nuggets team this season. They were just so convincing in my opinion. So congratulations to them. They deserve it. And we could potentially be seeing, you know, I'm not going to call anything because I know a lot of people have been saying this is the next dynasty. I'm not going to call them the next dynasty, but what I am going to say, they're a team to fear for multiple years. That team can be intact for a very, very long time. So you should always put them, in my opinion, as a conversation piece in every single season's playoffs, championship aspirations. You know, I think that's where their level is at the moment. I think that's where they're going to be heading for multiple years. So congratulations to Denver. Nikola Jokic won the Finals MVP. Don't think there's much debate there, to be fair. The guy is just absolutely ridiculous as a player. I've never seen a player really like him in my life. A generational talent to every step of the way. And a true baller in every sense of the word. I mean, the guy's incredible. Again, some of the shots he makes is just borderline ridiculous. But, you know, as a playmaker, as a rebounder, you know, he may not be the best defender, but, you know, some people would call him an underrated defender. He's just been truly, truly inspirational in that center position. He's revolutionized how a center can play. And now you turn to what's next. Of course, let's talk about what's next for both teams. Let's talk about Miami. Now, let's not get it twisted. Of course, Miami made the finals, but they did finish in the 8th seed. So I guess for Miami, their next step next season is to find a way to improve upon their regular season campaign. They've had a tremendous run in this playoff series. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, you know, I remember the early days of the NBA season where Miami fans were constantly talking about trading Bam Adebayo, restarting this team, going younger. This team's not going to get anywhere. And of course, the mindsets surely have changed from that point early on in the season when they've lost to the Bulls or when they were on losing streaks or mediocre streaks to where they ended up being. Of course, I don't think people are going to be saying that heading into next season, but I think it's clear Miami does need to be better in the Eastern Conference. I don't think they're going to get that run again if they're going to keep on finishing in the 8th seed. They're not going to finish in the 8th seed every single season and end up making it to the NBA Finals. They fully deserved it. They were, you know, they were pretty convincing in the East themselves, I would say. Defeating the Bucks convincingly, beating New York convincingly. I want to say they beat Boston convincingly, but they went up 3-0 to Boston convincingly. So, you know, they definitely deserve it. But next season, they should not be finishing in the 8th seed. I think that's where they need to improve. Getting players in that can maybe stabilize the team throughout a whole 82-game season. That's what I think is next for the Miami Heat. And for Denver, look, I don't know what the free agency status of a lot of their guys are, in all fairness, but I think for Denver, you got to keep this team together. You don't break up a winning team after winning your first NBA championship. You just don't do it. So that's what should be happening for Denver. And yeah, look, again, there's always improvements, of course. I'm sure Denver can find ways to improve their team. But structurally, a lot of those guys deserve to stay. And they play so well as a team that I don't think there's much that they should be able to do to make this team back in that high level next season. I fully expect Denver to be competing in the Western Conference Finals next season, trying to battle for another championship. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. From my point of view, at least, that's where they need to be. So yeah, fair play to Denver. Well done to Miami for getting that far. You know, there was a conversation and a talking point about whether or not there's a skill gap between Denver and Miami, and Jimmy Butler answered, we're in the finals for a reason. You absolutely were in the finals for a reason, because you're a fantastic player, and Miami played their hearts out every single game, and they brought it to the trenches in the NBA Finals. But let's be honest, you know, there was a skills gap in there, and Denver was just too good for everybody. It's not just Miami. Every team, there's a skill gap between them and Denver, in my opinion, at this point in time. I think Denver was just truly that dominant in the NBA playoffs. And yeah, it's something that every team's going to have to now take the next step to try and figure out. How can they stop a team like Denver? How can they reach that same level as Denver? And that's really up to the rest of the league. It's really up to the NBA, every team respectively. What can they do to get better and reach that level as well? It's going to be a big season next season. Again, I think there's going to be so many changes to so many teams, as per every season, really, that we're going to be so excited once next season comes. But I'm sure Denver's going to live out this moment for the rest of the offseason. I don't think they're going to be wanting to see next season start anytime soon. Live in the moment, live in the now, celebrate this championship, and let's see if they can go and get it again next season. But I guess that's it for my video today. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. What do you think about Denver and Miami? What do you think about the championship? And yeah, what do you think about what can happen next season? Of course, if you're a Bulls fan and you're watching from a Bulls perspective, you know, it might be a question that, you know, could be irrelevant. But what can we do as a Bulls organization in many ways to improve and take that next step to maybe compete for a championship in the future? I'm not saying next season because I just don't think it's in the cards for us, but in future, what can the Bulls do to be a part of that level? Because that's where every team wants to be. And, you know, what do you think of it from a Bulls perspective? But if you're another NBA fan watching, I guess you could say, maybe for your own team, you know, if you're a Boston fan watching this, if you're, of course, a Miami fan watching this, if you're a Toronto fan watching this, you know, just any team that you really go for. If you're a Lakers fan, whatever the answer may be, whatever team you go for, what do you think your path is to try and compete for a championship? But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video, because this is a Bulls channel at the end of the day. The next video will be a Bulls one. So without further ado, have a wonderful and safe day. To all the people watching this, stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.